We brought the news a few moments ago that Heung-Min Son at Tottenham has signed a new deal. He stays at the football club until 2025. But Danny, you're suggesting maybe him committing to the club to a degree shows a lack of ambition on his part.
Well, no, I'm talking about every individual players being different in terms of what they want from life and football and their careers. But it does suggest to me that he's kind of given up. I mean, he might believe that Tottenham can turn it round and, I don't know, compete somehow, but most people who know football don't see that happening next season, or the next few seasons, if we're honest, with Chelsea, Liverpool, City's power. So yeah, he's given up that. I think he's.
But that's winning the league, Dan, isn't it?
But
That's
even
not,
a cup.
But being in the top four again for Tottenham.
But they're not in the top four.
No. But what I'm saying is, you're suggesting that lack of ambition exists because of the power of Man City, Chelsea, and Liverpool, and whoever else, right? But those teams are vying to win the league. I think it's universally accepted, or perhaps not by Tottenham fans or certain segments of Tottenham fans, that they're not going to win the league into the current guise of clubs and the powerhouses there. But they can find themselves in the top four again, because I think 5-6 years ago, despite the fact we've all got contemporaneous views now, nobody saw Pochettino coming in from Southampton and setting the world alight like he did at Tottenham. So there's no reason, despite I know you've got a view about the way Spirito Santo plays, that he can't come in and light a bonfire on some of those backsides in that Tottenham dressing room.
Let me make something clear. I don't. It's not my view that every player should only want to be at the big club and win trophies and earn millions of pounds. You learn later when you look back on your career and life where you go, actually, if your family's happy, you're loving your football, you're playing, free and with a smile on your face.
Yeah, you feel welcome.
And you're the main man and you love the environment and the fans adore you, which the Tottenham fans adore Son, and rightly so. He's content with himself. So who am I to judge him?
But isn't there a uniqueness about top quality footballers? Because Tottenham are a big club. They were featured in the ESL. Right? So if you get to land at a big club, you're already a self-starter. You're already a winner at the highest level in the game, right? Doesn't that define you as being an elite athlete by playing at a big club and then the opportunity to come to an even bigger club? When Matt Letizia stayed at Southampton, it was a different dynamic. Outstanding player, but conditioned to being an environment that was really about maintenance rather than success. Tottenham hasn't been about maintenance for some time, and Son being in that dressing room when Tottenham were knocking on the door of eliteness, doesn't that define him as a sort of player that has huge ambition by definition, because that makes him be in an environment like that? So why wouldn't he want to kick on? Because
it's an interesting question. I mean, I concur with the sentiment around players who are ambitious and self-driven and have that wonderful attitude become Premier League footballers at any level. They have to be. You have to be of a certain mindset to get to the top.
And there's another league in that league, isn't
there? Then there's another league in that league.
But you're all for rewarding loyalty, aren't you, Simon?
Well, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, this morning, an example of that, Arsenal have done that. Arsenal have done that with Emile Smith-Rowe.
That's a very different thing, though, Jim, the young one. Son's 29, so he's in a much more content frame of mind where he knows what he likes and what he is, and enjoying his environment, and he's actually financially he's fine.
But he's also in last chance saloon as well, because if he was going to go, it was now.
Which is why I said what I said. I said so it is a little bit strange because he is nearing the end, and actually it's highly unlikely he's going to win much silverware at Tottenham in the next few years. Emile Smith-Rowe, on the other hand, wonderful talent, big fan of him.
It's definitely unlikely.
Well, it's not relevent when you're that age.
But he's also a young player that's come out of their academy. It's less likely he was going to move to Villa, because he already can see he's not Foden, and he's not Jude Bellingham, and he's not Jadon Sancho. Jude Bellingham left Birmingham because he didn't want to play in a championship, and he couldn't see a pathway if he went to Man United.
Correct.
Sancho saw the same thing, whereas Emile Smith-Rowe can see a pathway at Arsenal, and there's no reason for him to move to Aston Villa because he can see his pathway at Arsenal because he's already made it into the first team.
He's also at a club it's bigger club in many respects. Been more successful in the last decade, or the last 20 years. It's trying to get.
So if Leicester came in for him, would that be a move for him?
No.
Well, they're a bigger club in achievement terms.
But I think it's a message, Simon, in itself that Arsenal were able to tie down this academy star in the face of
I would expect them to.
Close rival.
I would expect them to. And
if they didn't,
it would have been a worse message.
Exactly.
It would have been a worse message that had been imparted if Arsenal had lost him.
Yeah. See, two great examples though, and we said in the introduction this morning, Danny, maybe the best business this summer is going to be determined by players that the clubs manage to keep. Son, Tottenham, Smith-Rowe, Arsenal. I mean, it's true. I mean, Grealish will be put to the test.
It's all relevant. So, for example, if you throw in, I don't know, if you're United and you lose Pogba, and you don't bring anyone in, yes, you're judged by you should have kept him.
Yeah.
But if you lose him and then bring in Goretzka from Munich, and he has a storming season. Well, it doesn't matter that you didn't keep him. So it's
horses for courses, isn't
horses
it?
For courses.
Horses for courses, and it's what happens at that moment. I mean, this is an interesting question, Danny. You know the guy inside out. Alan Shearer, was he unambitious for going to Newcastle at the time after winning the league with Blackburn? Was that an unambitious demonstration by Shearer? I would say no. Because he, Ferguson always says we missed out on him. He was the guy we wanted.
I think when he signed it, what he said, he's repeated that since. I think in that he was 100% confident that Newcastle were going to compete, and they did for a couple of years, didn't they? Right near the top, but they fell away, and then he was there and he stayed there. But yeah, I mean.
And they had alchemy at Newcastle at that time. They had Keegan in his pomp before he got found out.
They had a wonderful
and
side.
they had a whole energy behind that club. John Hall was doing well with Newcastle. Newcastle had that wonderful season where they were everybody's second favourite team.
Yeah.
And Shearer coming to it. And how can you stand on a balcony like Shearer did and see the announcement he got and not think you've signed for the club that perhaps you should play for?
It was a special moment.
And the other thing is with that as well, when you grow up loving a club and being part of the area, and it's the dream. You're making the dream come true. I know it's cliche, but playing for the club you support, it is a dream. Once you do it, it's a dream done.
Who did you support when you were younger? Liverpool.
Yeah.
So can loyalty ever be seen as a sign of weakness? HeungMin Son has nailed his colours to the mast this morning. A new deal at Tottenham until 2025. Another example of it just yesterday. Emile Smith-Rowe has stayed at Arsenal. A long-term deal for him. He's just 20, but he's showing loyalty to the club that brought him through. He's an academy star. Can loyalty be seen as a sign of weakness? I don't know. Let us know on that one. 08717 223344 810 89. 160 million for Kane. Really?
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.